is going on, guys? It is winter, so that means indoor riding. I will be talking about ROUVY, which I just signed up for, as well as a little bit of Zwift. This is the Extra Milers Rwanda Burnout. This course is one I picked mainly for the climbing because I wanted to work on my climbing. When I did race, when I rode on a regular basis. That's hard to say, by the way. I was the climber of the group, and sadly, that is no longer the case. So ROUVY is very similar to some other riding indoor platforms like Zwift, and then different in that it is photorealistic sites. So actual places in the world replicated in the maps. So when you ride Rwanda, like I am here, you're actually riding Rwanda, and you can actually video and upload your own routes. I live just south of Nashville. There's a West Nashville route that has been uploaded, and I ride that as well. So it's kind of cool. Even when I can't get out my own territory, I can just load up ROUVY and ride a route that I'm very familiar with. And when it's warmer, I can actually go outdoors and ride that same route in real world. Now, if a rider has uploaded it, it's first person. If the app has uploaded it, it seems to be third person. This here is third person. You can see a lot of stuff similar to Zwift. If you're someone that's rode Zwift, you'll have recognized the bridging indicator up on the top where it says braking in 1 second. When you're attempting a bridge or when you're beginning to get gapped, it'll show you that draft meter up front and center up at the top, which is really cool. Your menu button is top right instead of lower left like it is on Zwift. Your placing standings of your ride is upper left instead of lower right, and then your wattage and speed and that sort of stuff, cadence, all that sort of stuff is lower left. The wattage is in larger numbers. The speed is in larger numbers. I like the placement of that. I especially for ROUVY like the terrain map a lot better. The color codings are easier to differentiate. The terrain gradient is easier to see. And you have a main gradient of the entire course, or at least 3/4 of it while you're on screen, it's on screen. And then lower right next to that 3/4 or full course, depending on the distance, you have another screen which shows you the gradient of the moment. Now, I really, really like that for long climbs. You get a really good indicator of how far that you need to go. And this race specific highlights some of the drawbacks of ROUVY. I started out this race, I planned this race about 3 hours in advance, just like you can do with Zwift with the companion app. I did with ROUVY and its companion app. You see the guy bridged there. He bridged, but he didn't have enough power to stay with, so I kind of feel bad about that. But at any rate, you have your companion app. You can pick courses. You can pick training and workouts, just like with Zwift. A lot of the hard stuff, the planning, the selection is all done in the same way as you would Zwift. You can even change bikes and outfits and stuff like that, just like Zwift. It's more the photorealism and the actual destinations that's different on ROUVY. And honestly, ROUVY felt harder because it felt more real, which is, I guess, just your brain sort of tricking you into thinking you're really outdoors. There are some drawbacks. The one I was alluding to, if you look at the upper left of the screen here as we take this descent, you've only got 5 people. I signed up for this hours earlier with the companion app. If this had been Zwift, there would have been a minimum of maybe 20 to 30 people racing this route at the time I picked. But for ROUVY, there were 5. And I'm one of those 5, which means 4 other people thought racing this route at this time was a good idea. So if you like small gatherings, if you like small races, small group rides, absolutely ROUVY is a blessing. If you're kind of sick of, 20 plus people on a group ride and you just want a nice, small, chill ride, ROUVY is definitely a benefit. If you like those larger groups, I have yet to find a ROUVY ride that's over 10 people. Now, that's not to say there are not rides that are over 10 people. I'm just saying that doesn't seem to be the focus of people riding ROUVY. It seems that people are riding ROUVY are doing it more as an individual sport, whereas Zwift, it seems like more people are doing it as a group sport. So, hope that makes sense. Long descent here in Rwanda. The braking in 1 second, it's an auto brake that I haven't learned how to disengage yet. I definitely want to do that, but it is what it is. Talking about ROUVY itself, setup was very straightforward, very simple. Basically, if you've done Zwift, you can do ROUVY. Sign up was about $20 a month, which is about where Zwift is now. The one thing I found interesting, you can sign up to Zwift within the Zwift app. ROUVY kicks you out, sends you to their website. So you have to sign up on their website and then sign in on the app, which was a little weird, I thought, but it is what it is. It's a smaller developer, a smaller system. It's kind of weird that I think it's actually $1 more expensive. So having Zwift and having ROUVY, I'm spending about $40-something a month just on indoor cycling. So if you're someone that does it on the rarity, maybe, pick one platform over the other. I like the realism and the individuality of ROUVY, and I like the camaraderie and the amount of people that pushes me a little further to, pump a little harder, get those wattage numbers up a little higher on Zwift. So I actually have both and probably will keep both throughout the winter because I do not like the cold. So as we hit this climb, you can see gradient changes produce wattage changes, produce cadence changes, produce everything they will with Zwift. My setup is very simple. My setup is just an older stationary bike trainer. I have my road bike set on it. So it doesn't replicate gradient changes. It doesn't replicate speed changes. I have to do that with gearing, with my own little toggle. So you can set these things up with just about anything. Just a cheap bike trainer and a Cadence sensor, and you should be good to go. With ROUVY, you should be good to go with Zwift. It's what I use for both. Your bike gearing will make it harder on the trainer, and then of course your trainer has tension adjustments as well to make it harder or easier. And both Zwift and ROUVY have recommended tension settings for your specific trainers, whether they're smart trainers, whether they're the old-timey dumb simple trainers. You can use both. So really your investment is going to be, $50 to a few $100s for a either dumb or smart trainer. Your bike that assumingly you already have, and a Cadence sensor if you don't already have one on your dumb trainer. You will not use that for your smart trainer. It will already have that integrated. And then just your subscription. So if you already have everything, for me, I had to pay the $20 subscription to Zwift or ROUVY, and then I had to spend another, I think it was about $20 on Amazon. I'll put a link below for my Cadence sensor, speed sensor. And, so it was like $40 because I already had the trainer and already had the bike. I will put a link to a couple trainers below, both dumb and smart trainers. That way, if you don't already have one, you can look at what your investment might end up being. But for me, it's very simple. I just used my own bike, my own trainer, bought a Cadence sensor, signed up for Zwift a year ago, 2 years ago, and have been doing that. Now I signed up for ROUVY, and now I'm doing that. So yeah, it's a good platform. I like it. I tend to do about 50-50 selection between the two. So if I'm in the mood for more of like a sporting event, more of like a gamified platform where I can compete with others and don't really care about the animation, I tend to go with Zwift still. If I want to just go for a ride and want it more photorealistic, want to be more immersed, put some headphones on, play some music, and just go for a good ride, I always grab the ROUVY app. All of these work on your Apple or smart TV. They'll work on a iPhone or Android. They'll also work on a laptop or a tablet. I find myself more often than not just using the phone because, quite honestly, it's more for the workout than it is for the immersion. But I do also have it connected for my TV as well as my tablet and laptop. So I do know it connects to all those. If you don't have an Apple TV it'll connect to, but you want to connect, you can go into some of the gaming platforms like Twitch, set up an account for Twitch and stream it to Twitch, and therefore watch it on the TV live via Twitch instead of streaming it directly to your non-Apple TV. So that works as well. And then the cool thing about that is you also have a record of it that you can go back and clip for social media, or you can save for yourself. However, you can do that anyway within the platforms of ROUVY and Zwift, so it's not necessary. It's just if you have a TV you can't stream to, you can kind of backdoor it that way. The other thing that's cool is ROUVY does connect directly to your social media platform. So if you wanted to upload it to somewhere like Strava, you can do that. All my social media platforms are linked, and it was pretty easy with ROUVY. It was pretty easy with Zwift, so there's not really a benefit between either one. You can see it did lag a little bit before the finish. That is not purely a ROUVY issue. It is also a Zwift issue for me. I just use a hotspot off my phone, and sometimes that lags, so don't take that as a ROUVY problem. But it is interesting how it lags. You just disappear. Your character just disappears on ROUVY and then reappears. On Zwift, you stop moving completely. So I do like the lag on ROUVY because I still have progress. And then you have your achievement pages once you finish your ROUVY race, just like you have your achievement pages on Zwift. So again, very similar platforms. Placement of the entities like speed, cadence, gradient, distance traveled, all that stuff is in different spots. But how you select your routes, how you ride your routes, the stuff that you use to link to the platform, all that stuff is basically the same. So it really comes down to, do you like a more gamified platform, or do you like a more photorealistic platform? For me, I like both, so I'm using both. For some people, that $40 investment a month is too much and you'd have to select, but I would upload it here so you had an idea of what it looked like. Peace.